Okay, so I didn't think I'd be able to explain this to you over text and without a visual aid. I wanted to show why evades are the most broken defensive mechanic in this game, and every ID that has one is automatically way better. Um, so first off, with any of the old defense skills, so anything that's not because anything that's not a clashable guard or a clashable counter, so the regular guard, counter, and evade do not trigger clash bonuses. So enemies have a lot of things that increase their clash power. So see right there, she's rolling a 9, base 9 with a 7. If I evade, she's got a base 8 with a 7. So because this isn't a clash, she's not getting her bonuses here. In anything that would be increasing her clash power would not work against the evade. Now, because the level difference is so massive, these units are gonna evade all of her stuff because she's like level 60, and I think these two are level 55. So she's not going to be able to hit them at all. But for the sake of just explaining it, let's assume that she could. What makes evade so special is unlike every other defense skill in the game, either the old defense and counter or the clashable ones, is they repeat. So we're only going to evade one attack here, and this is an AOE, so they're all going to have to evade this. So as long as the evade happens earlier in the speed, once an evade happens in the speed order, as long as that unit does not get hit, they will continue to evade until they get hit. So if they were targeted with multiple skills, you can evade multiple skills on that target. Not really cooperating right now because she's targeting everybody, but because it's AoE, I'll still be able to show it. And for the example's sake, let me see. I'm going to have these two evade this one because they're faster. So this interaction with Ryoshu will happen first. And so these two are evading this first skill, and Otis is evading the second one. So watch what happens. See how they only took one action, but they had multiple evades for that turn? That's what happens. Because none of them got hit, they kept evading. Now, Otis got hit by the first attack because that was later in the speed order. So if they had all evaded that first attack, none of them would have gotten hit. Like this. So you can evade multiple enemy actions in one turn. And she's going to do her thing. But that's all I wanted to show. So the reason... And she just denied me from doing that. Hold on. I wanted to click on Otis. I brought these 3 IDs for a reason. It's because normally the roles for evasions are standardized. So most evades in the game, except the 3 that I have brought here, are base power of 4 and a coin power of 10. So these IDs are the exception to this. Actually, there are some more IDs that gain power like Ryoshu, so we'll look at these mostly. These two. These two little cheaters right here. So this is the queen of cheesing bosses, Molar Ishmael, because they accidentally put the numbers backwards. So she has a base power of 10 and a coin power of 4. So her evade is really consistent because enemies will have such low rolls because they're not clashing, they don't gain their clash power bonuses. You can use her to cheese bosses by just evading all the attacks and then just using her to attack. There's a lot of ways to solo bosses with her. And then the other one of these cheaters is Sync-Otis. Not only does she have aggro, so it makes stuff want to attack her during focused encounters, but the evasion here is she has a base power of 5 instead of 4, and then she gains up to 3 coin power per speed difference. This is the highest rolling evade in the game if she's fast enough, where she can roll potentially at 18. That is insane, and that basically lets her just, if something is there's a bunch of stuff targeting her, she can just evade, and the first thing in the speed order, and then her whole team can just hit the enemies unopposed. Now she does have to gamble a little bit because she can potentially get a 5 because she doesn't have the crazy base roll that Moeller does. But that's kind of the standard with IDs, is that if you roll tails on an evasion, you're getting hit. Now hers is still hers can potentially roll up to a 17 based on charge count, so she has probably the 3rd best evade in the game. I've used this to cheese some stuff too. Now most evades, let me get out of here. Like I said, we'll have this roll. This roll here. It'd be a base 4 and a plus 10 on the coin. So this is pretty much every other evade in the game. Some of them will have stuff that increases their coin power by a little bit. I think Sync Mersault does. Oh, not yet. He has to be uptight, I think, for that to happen. Yeah, you can get plus 2 coin power. So it's not as ridiculous as Otis's is, but like, that's still really strong. But yeah, as long as you evade something early in the speed order, they'll just keep evading stuff if it's targeting them. They'll evade AoEs, like AoE attacks. They'll still evade them as long as they didn't get hit, they'll keep going. And it is crazy. You can abuse that so hard. I might as well explain clashable counters as well. I don't really need to go into a thing. So these, unlike the old defensive skills, will be affected by clash modifiers. So they'll try to clash first, and then if the attack goes through and they lose, they reduce the attacker's final skill power by this unit's final skill power. So they lose a lot of damage if they actually do win the clash. And then if they don't gain on Clash Lose, it does not gain final power from following sources, resonance, and the level disparity against the attack skill. This is pretty much just to assure like nothing really crazy goes on based on that, but this line is the important one. You're just taking way less damage even if you lose the clash. And pretty much all of the clashable guards and counters. Counters work just kind of like a skill 1, but it's pretty much just an alternate skill 1. They have unbreakable coins on most of the clashable guards and some of the clashable counters, but Heathcliff does not, because they didn't have unbreakables at the time they made him, so he just has these. So that's pretty much it. The point is, evades are broken. Use them if you can. Sync-Otis is completely broken as a tank because she can gain so much aggro and then just evade everything on your turn. And Moeller Otis, if you pull her, is like absolutely the boss soloer of this game. Like, she can solo bosses like crazy. And yeah, Faust is really good too because this target loses evade has no once per turn limit on it. So you can have this happen multiple times. Like every time they roll a coin against this evade, they'll lose, and they miss, they lose 3 SP. So you can get enemies to like negative 45 really easily with that. Yeah, she has just a regular evade. Oh, hers is a base 3. I didn't know that. That's actually worse than most units. But yeah. Most units, it's going to be a 4 and a 10. see. Onlu has one as well. Oh, his is a base too. His is terrible. This is base ID. Yeah, most IDs are gonna have a 14. You can find some more. Ah, here we go. Where was it? See, this is the standard. Is a 4 and a 10. Almost every single ID will have this. That's going to be most of them. And pretty much every evade they've released recently is a 4 and a 10 as well. So that's pretty much the standard for it now. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say about it.